This is Sid Haas with LKCS. I'm the Vice President of Business Development, and I've been with the company for over 20 years. I'm heavily involved with a lot of different aspects of our statement operations. So can certainly answer, hopefully any questions that you have about our services as we go through today. Thank you for joining us. For those of you not familiar with LKCS, we've been serving financial institutions nationwide since 1961. We offer a wide variety of marketing and customer communication services. Statements are certainly a huge part of what we do. We currently process statements and e-statements for just about 200 financial institutions each month. But we provide a wide variety of other marketing services, direct mail services, web development services, all sorts of electronic marketing services. And over the last 10 or 15 years, our focus has really been utilizing, data to improve our clients' marketing operations. So a lot of what we're going to talk today is certainly, relating to statements, but it also incorporates all of these other marketing solutions that you could consider. So when we talk about statements in particular and marketing as part of your statements and e-statements, what we're really talking about is a term called Transpromo or transpromotional statement marketing. And Transpromo statement marketing, the word Transpromo is an industry term, and it's really a compound expression, made up of the words transaction and promotional. And the concept is obviously, taking advertising and marketing messages and incorporating them into your transactional documents, your statements, your notices, all the things that you're sending out, on a regular basis to your account holders. We're combining that statement data and mining data out of out of those statements, and also, utilizing additional, data sources to identify people that would be eligible for different campaigns, promotions, and messaging. And the benefit, the large benefit to the financial institutions, you're taking advantage of that, what we call free postage. The highest expense involved with sending statements to your account holders is the postage. So obviously, by incorporating these elements into the statements, rather than sending out separate direct mail campaigns, it's reducing your costs. A question came in, what do we do with bad email address items? So we have a few ways of dealing with bad email addresses when it comes to e-statements in particular. And we will be discussing e-statements in more detail. But to answer that question, we do track certainly which email notifications for e-statements and e-notices bounce back. We provide reporting, to our clients on that. We view, and most of our clients view, those email notifications as a courtesy. Your account holders are certainly still able to view their e-statements and e-notices at any time, whether or not they receive that email. But we can certainly resend those emails. We also have a service where we can send postcards to members with emails who's bounced back, with instructions on how to update their email address in the system, and a variety of other strategies. So, email addresses are disposable. These days, people have multiple email addresses and, utilize different ones. So our system has the ability to actually track multiple email addresses per member. We also have the ability to send text message notifications out when e-statements and e-notices are available. So, if you're having a problem specifically with bad email addresses, give me a call or send me an email, and I'd be happy to give you some strategies that we recommend on cleaning that up and improving the accuracy of those lists. What we see for most of our clients, for email marketing purposes, they receive very few bounce backs, 10 to 20% on an email marketing message. And when it comes to e-statements, it's significantly lower than that. These people are, engaged with your financial institution, have their accounts there. So they have a vested interest in keeping those email addresses accurate as well. So some of the things we're going to be discussing in the webinar today, some of the different statement marketing options that you have to consider are envelope backprinting, selective inserting, statement ads, or what we call Onserts, And then taking those to the next level would be a matrix-based onsert campaign. And then, obviously just some focusing on some additional e-statement marketing options that you may have. So, in no particular order, when we talk about statement marketing and envelope backprinting, I encourage you to try to open an envelope without looking at the back of it. It's very, very difficult. It sounds like it should be easy, but it's not. And that back of that envelope is a billboard. So, use this space. It's a great space to promote e-statements. Obviously, anybody receiving an envelope is receiving a paper statement. We do have the ability, and other vendors I'm sure do as well, to have different messaging on e-statements that we do on paper statements. But a great way to promote e-statements that we found is to use the envelope. Just so you know, our pricing to print an ad on the back or front of your envelope is just over a penny. So it's actually about $11.50 per 1,000 envelopes. So it's a very, very inexpensive marketing opportunity for you. We actually release several stock designs each quarter that you can choose from. Our designers can custom design an ad for you, or you can supply your own ad for statement envelopes. So, and again, this solution should be available from any other statement vendors that you might be working with as well. But we encourage you to use the envelope space, for marketing. Taking it up a notch, we also obviously have the ability to do selective inserting. So, you're certainly familiar with including statement stuffers and newsletters in all of your statements. Selective inserting takes that kind of one step further. So LKCS and other statement vendors have the ability to selectively include inserts based on account relationships, balances, activity that we identify in the statements, where people live, and any other conditions either identifiable in the data file itself or in a separate file. So we can, for instance, you can send us a list of members' birthdays or account holders' birthdays, and we can, trigger inserts by age. So a number of our customers have different newsletters. They've got a kids newsletter and a teens newsletter and a regular newsletter, and we insert the appropriate newsletter by the age of the member. But we can do it just as well by looking at what accounts people have, what accounts they don't have, combinations of accounts, all sorts of different demographic criteria that either you have and provide to us or that we purchase for you. Credit data could potentially be used, in conjunction with selective inserting. So we can include different combinations of statement inserts based on that information. So one example for you, in addition to that newsletter one, is maybe you just, lowered rates on auto loans, or maybe you just increased rates on certificates, but you don't want to show those rates to members that just opened that account, in the last 6 months, or that have an open auto loan, or that have an open certificate. We can, obviously identify those account holders and then trigger which account holders will receive those campaigns, and maybe which ones to receive other campaigns or no campaign at all. And we can do the same thing with what we call statement ads or statement onserts. So with a statement onsert, instead of including the insert in the statement envelope, we're going to print an ad on the statement, or what we call an onsert on the statement. Again, these ads, and I'll show you several examples, can be sent to all of your account holders, or we can target specific groups of them to receive, these onserts. So you're not limited to just those little text-only messages that you're used to putting in your statements. These are highly graphical. They can include, all sorts of fonts and graphics and photos, and they can even be personalized. So not only can we personalize the statements by what type of onsert or which onsert an account holder receives, but we can personalize the onserts themselves with your account holder's name or other information. This same technology that enables us to print these onserts on the statement also enables us to include loan payment coupons, rate grids, regulatory notices, all sorts of things right on your statement. So, these can certainly be marketing and advertising opportunities for you, but they can also fulfill operational needs just as well. Again, you can design these ads yourself. We have hundreds or thousands of concepts on an online library that you can view, and we can always custom design ads for you as well. So here's just a few examples of what these onserts could look like. These can be general in scope. So this is a home equity loan. Onsert doesn't include any specific information, really, rate specific or time sensitive information. These onserts can be any size. So the example that you see on the right is actually taking up about 2/3 of a page and was used to support a very specific campaign for one of our clients. And as I mentioned, these onserts can be personalized. So the example on the bottom left is a skip a pay request form. This particular credit union includes these twice a year on their statements. And we actually fill in the variables when we mail these coupons out as part of the statements. So we will fill in the member's name and account number and eligible loan number. So all, in this case, the account holder has to do is return the form itself, back to the institution to take advantage of the skip a pay. This is all possible when we reformat our client statements. So when we talk about statement reformatting or statement design in general, this is a slide I like to show. The example on the left is the way that this statement would look if we were printing it just as the core processor sent us the data. So obviously a computer programmer wrote a program to generate a statement. It meets the regulatory need, but it's not particularly attractive. LKCS has the ability to take that same exact statement data and reformat it to make it look like the statement on the right. In this example, the onsert is a large vertical area on the right-hand side of the statement, but you'll also see how we can call out account headings, and add some graphical interest to the statement as well. Here's just a couple of additional examples for you. We have very flexible statement design. We can make the statement look like anything you would want, have all sorts of different options for heading styles and layouts. You can show us a statement that you like that you might be receiving from a bank or an investment firm or something like that. And we can, utilize elements of that statement to create yours. So, our statements can be very individualized, regardless of core processing system or anything like that. As I mentioned that these onserts can be any size, they can go up to a full page, a full page size letter. So this is what we call a statement cover letter. It allows you to include a personalized direct mail letter as the first page of your statement. So in this example, it's a skip a pay promotion, but this could just as well be, a referral campaign, a letter welcoming a new account holder, anything like that. It appears as the first page of the statement with all of the other statement pages immediately behind it. Again, it enables you to send out what could be a dedicated direct mail campaign, but in this case, you're including it as the first page of the statement. It's not costing you any additional postage than it would be to mail that statement by itself. The same solution can be used to send pre-screened cover letters or pre-screened loan offers. LKCS has relationships with all three of the major credit bureaus. So we can actually determine which of the members that are receiving statements and e-statements from you in a given month would qualify for a specific type of loan offer. So the example on the left is an auto recapture type campaign. The example on the right is a home equity offer. But in these examples, we can identify specifically which account holders would qualify based on your credit score criteria, your credit history criteria, and even their existing loans at other financial institutions. We can identify which people would be eligible for the offer, and then trigger these letters to appear as the first page of an account holder's statement or e-statement, again with the rest of the statement appearing on subsequent pages. So now let's talk a little bit about how we can leverage this technology on an ongoing basis. Everything that I've shown you so far is kind of a one-time use campaign. So, we have a specific promotion or we want to extend some type of, campaign. We do that in a given month, and then next month we have to come up with something new, or next quarter. So those were, all the examples I've shown so far are kind of for 1 month at a time. But there's other ways that you can utilize Transpromo statement marketing and automate some of your marketing efforts. So these can be ongoing marketing efforts as opposed to just one time. The advantage is obviously, to you, or that you have that ability to set it and forget it, right? We can set these triggers, up, these types of campaigns up, and let them run for several months, while we review the results with you and determine if they need any tweaking. It allows you to take advantage of special opportunities as they come up for individual account holders, turning again those statements into true one-to-one marketing campaigns. Some examples for you to consider with these campaigns are, how do you want to welcome, new account holders? It can be one of those full-page letters. It can be a small onsert. And I'll show you several examples of these. But when we find a new account holder in the data file that we haven't seen before, we can welcome them to your institution. What about CD renewals when people have CDs coming due? Obviously you're sending a separate notice now, but is that something that we want to call attention to, in the statement? Maybe we want to send, here's our latest CD rates, or information about a money market account or something like that, as opposed to a certificate. We can thank people for paying off a loan. We can talk about our auto loans for, people that have had an auto loan on the books for their 36th month or something like that. We can send out birthday messages. I'll show you an example of that. The loan payment coupons, I'll show you an example of here in a minute. But right now, many of our customers, our prospective customers, are sending out separate loan payment books and all sorts of things. Well, these loan payment coupons can be integrated right in the statement. So a member, receives their statement, and right as part of that, has their loan payment coupon for the next month or the next 3 months, right in the same envelope. If you have a kids club or a teen club or a senior club, we can trigger different onserts or ads for those. If you have new mergers or acquisitions in your future, how are you going to onboard those new members or welcome those new members to your institution? New seg groups are the same thing. Cross-selling opportunities abound, right? We can look again at those account relationships. So if you're looking for deposits right now, let's identify people with high checking account balances or something like that, and maybe, send them a new money promotion as part of the statements to open up that CD or that money market account. If you're looking for loans, let's identify those people that don't have an auto loan with the credit union, or that don't have, a credit card account or something like that. And obviously we can always promote e-statements to people that are receiving paper statements. Here are just a few examples, and the first two I show not for the strength of their design. They were designed by the credit union themselves, but this is a very small credit union, and they've taken advantage of this opportunity to use their statements. So obviously the top example is just a happy birthday message. They send this out. If you celebrate a birthday in February, your January 31st statement is going to have a happy birthday message on it. The second one is actually what they send to their newest members. So just welcoming them to the credit union. The credit union is known for having fresh popcorn in their lobby, and they send that little, onsert out. And the bottom example is, again, not necessarily a marketing or advertising purpose, but an operational purpose, and it shows how we can send a loan payment coupon as part of the statement. We're just taking data that already exists potentially on the statement, and we're printing it, filling in the variables in the loan payment coupon itself, and presenting that either on the first page of the statement or on the last page of the statement. And there can be multiple loan payment coupons for, individuals with multiple loans. Next, we're going to talk about matrix-based statement campaigns. So if you're familiar with the concept of matrix mailings, where we send a series of direct mail pieces or a series of emails to account holders cross-selling different products or services, we can do the same thing by sending a series of statement onserts out with your statements. So this is a terrific solution for onboarding new account holders, right? We can send a series of cross-sell offers right on their first 6 months or 9 months of statements. Same thing for mergers, or if you open a new branch location, welcome a new seg, anything like that could be an opportunity for you to develop a series of onserts to send out. We have the ability to run multiple matrices at the same time, so we can have a matrix in place for those new account holders at the same time that you obviously acquire a new branch somewhere, and we want to onboard those members in a different way. Here's just some examples of what one of our clients does with Onserts. This is part of their new new member onboarding campaign. So, they obviously have Onserts to promote different products and services that they offer. What I like about what this one particular credit union does is these black boxes, these reverse out boxes are all special offers. So it makes it very easy for this credit union to measure the results of these campaigns, because they know how many of these coupons are coming back in, whether it's for a discount on a loan, a free box of checks, or some kind of promotional item. And again, different combinations of members, even different combinations of new members. Not every new member gets their loyal member award. That's based on how many products and services each person has at the institution. So these go out with their statements. And obviously we understand that e-statements are the future for the majority of your account statements. And a lot of e-statement solutions out there are not that great when it comes to including marketing. Our opinion is that including statement marketing is just as important, if not more important, with the electronic statement as it is with the paper statement. And everything that we've talked about today, all of these different trans-promotional marketing techniques can be incorporated into our e-statements. And in fact, our e-statements even offer some additional marketing opportunities that we'll discuss. How much can you save with e-statements is a question that we get all the time, and e-statements do deliver real savings. A good number for you as a rule of thumb is you can expect to save at least 50 cents per e-statement user per month when it comes, compared to the cost of printing and mailing a paper statement. So to give you an example, if you were able to attract 2,500 new e-statement users, saving 50 cents per month, you're talking a monthly savings of $1,250 or an annual savings of $15,000. And that's a recurring savings year after year after year. Some of our clients have over 70% of their account holders on e-statements. Those are huge numbers and huge savings, and obviously, it's a strong case for you to make to your CEO about, taking some marketing dollars and promoting e-statements first, and then using the savings to promote additional products or services. But when it comes to the e-statements in particular, these are what those onserts can look like. So, color is not any more expensive on an electronic device or on an e-statement than it is, in black and white. Paper statements, obviously, it's still a little bit more expensive to print a statement in full color, although we have more clients doing that on a regular basis. Black and white is still a little bit less expensive. When it comes to an e-statement, there's no difference in cost, and you can see how these onserts jump off the page on an e-statement. When it comes to statement inserts and attachments and things like that, things that are going into the statement envelope, our e-statement solution enables us to link to those via banner ads. So we can link to web pages on your website. We can link to PDFs, of your statement stuffers or of privacy policies. And just like your inserts can be included selectively, your banner ads can be displayed selectively to different groups of account holders as well. And a new feature that we have is that we can even flag the banner ads to show account holders which of these are new offers that they haven't seen yet. The user clicks on it, that new flag disappears. So we can call attention that way, and link to, loan applications on your website, calculators, again, PDF documents, web pages, all sorts of things, right attached to the statement itself. And again, to show you that color doesn't cost more, this is an example of a statement that we've mocked up for a client, but it's showing you what the statement on the left, it looks like in black and white, and what it looks like in color as an e-statement. So this particular credit union happens to, or bank, happens to be printing their statements in full color as well, because they saw the impact that color has on their statements. But even if your statements go out, in black or black on a pre-printed form, you can see the power of having it in full color on an e-statement. And some additional e-statement functionality that you may not be aware of. We feel that e-statements need to deliver a premium user experience. Your account holders know the experience of opening an envelope and pulling out a paper statement. We think that fear of the unknown is actually a reason why some people don't opt in for e-statements. So we feel that the e-statements need to offer a better user experience than the paper statements. And if you don't think that your current e-statement solution does, then I encourage you to talk. If it's ours, please talk to us. But if it's another vendor, talk to them about improving their e-statement experience from a user perspective. E-statements should offer, longer and longer statement histories, retention histories. Our standard now is 12 months, so we retain 12 months of e-statements for, most of our clients. But we have some that have asked us for up to 24 months, and some that even have us storing them indefinitely. So that statement history is a benefit to your account holders and should not cost you an arm and a leg to extend the length of time that your e-statements are available. E-statement enrollment should be very, very easy and should be fully compliant with the e-Sign Act and all of the regulations that are out there. There should be no reason, for a customer to not be able to opt in for e-statements without calling or coming into your financial institution. It should be, self-enrollment should be very, very easy. These days, most online banking providers offer single sign-on, to e-statement providers. So, your account holders can log into online banking, click on one button, and access their e-statements. We also offer multi-factor login authentication. So for those account holders that don't have home banking, don't want home banking, they have the ability to, or you don't have a single sign-on in place, your account holders have the ability to log in with a username and password. And our solution actually supports both simultaneously. So for those account holders that don't have online banking, they can log in with their username and password, while everybody else, or the majority of your users, log in through online banking. So those authentication procedures can live simultaneously. We can even support multiple online banking platforms at the same time. So as we see the usage of commercial online banking platforms, for example, increase, we can have a single sign-on in place with, your regular online banking solution and with your commercial online banking solution, so that both types of account holders can access the same e-statement platform. Our e-statement solution offers very simple management and powerful recording, so you can access all of your account holder statements. You can view account holder activity, check all of your users, manage those email bounces and things that we were talking about earlier, all from the e-statement interface. And then you can view multiple document types and even multiple accounts at the same time. So multiple document types, again, are statements and notices and tax forms. All of those different types of documents can be posted for your account holders in the same interface. So they log in once and they view all of those different types of documents, all at the same time in chronological order. And if they are joint owners on multiple accounts, they can see all of the statements and notices and tax forms for all of those accounts in one spot. They don't have to log in via multiple online banking logins or anything like that to see all of those statements. So those can all be presented with one login based on their relationships. Our e-statements are mobile responsive. As I mentioned earlier, we even have the ability to send text message notifications. What we're seeing, through our web development services and, through statistics, worldwide, is that about 40% of internet users now are only using mobile devices. So we need to make sure that e-statements are mobile friendly. And our e-statement solution is. So, from a phone or a tablet, you can access e-statements and they'll look just as good as they would, from a desktop computer. And our e-statement solution offers some pretty advanced permissions. So we can restrict account numbers. We can provide auditor access. We do a lot of custom programming for different customers, relating to your needs around e-statements. So it's pretty sophisticated, our back-end solution. But the whole goal is, again, for that premium user experience to make sure that, your account holders can access their e-statements and use their e-statements very, very easily. And one last thing about LKCS is that obviously, this is all well and good, but it all comes down to the accuracy and security that we can deliver. And the integrity of your statement data is absolutely the utmost importance to us. We have all sorts of systems in place to protect, the privacy of your account holders' financial information. We are SOC 2 certified. We hire an external auditor to not only provide that SOC 2 report, but we hire a different company to try to hack into our systems twice annually, and we provide the results of those external vulnerability assessments to our clients. We have a disaster recovery data center. So all of our statement data is actually synchronized with an external data center. So in the event our primary facility is wiped out, we still have the ability to process statements and e-statements with almost no downtime. And all sorts of other, we modify all of our equipment and verify all of the pages of each and every statement going into the envelope, and after that envelope is sealed, we verify that we see statements for every member that should receive them. And we deliver this all with world-class customer service. Our promise to our clients is that we will not be another vendor you love to hate. We hear it all the time. And we don't want to be one of those vendors that you dislike. Our last customer satisfaction survey had an over 98% measurement in customer satisfaction. If you call or email us, you will get a response. We feel we offer the best communication in the industry, and we provide you numerous references, for any of those 200 or so statement clients that will probably tell you the same thing. We offer very fast answers and issue resolution. If you notify us of something, we're going to get you an answer to your question, or we're going to solve whatever issue it is, as fast as possible. And we really do go the extra mile. No request is unrealistic. We do a lot of one-off solutions, for our account holder, for our credit unions and our banks and their account holders all the time. I can think of situations where we've literally reformatted a statement for one particular account holder. Just the other day, we had one of our customers contacted us. They had transactions on a statement that shouldn't have been there. It was in their data file. It was an issue with their core processor. They needed us to remove those transactions from this particular account holder's e-statement. We reprocessed the file and reposted one document for one account holder. And we do that kind of stuff all the time. Our goal is to make our clients look good. And any way we can do that, we're willing to. And I think that's a testament to the service that we provide and the difference that you can expect from LKCS as opposed to other vendors. And that's all I have for you today. So thank you again for joining us for today's webinar.